Well, I want to thank you all for joining us this evening on our talk on digestion. We thought it'd be appropriate, especially before this lovely long weekend where we tend to eat more than we normally would and eat things like turkey, gravy, stuffing, all that fun stuff. And I'm so grateful to have Mary Ellen Vandenbrink here with us this evening, our holistic nutritionist, that is going to kick us off on how to keep your healthy gut. So thank you, Mary Ellen, for joining us this evening.
Yeah, thank you, Nada. And this is one of my most favorite topics because, especially as a holistic nutritionist, I find so many health issues are linked to our gut. And when you talk to people who, even with allergies or different things, you ask them how long were they bloated or heartburn or all these issues, and they always say for years and years and years. So this is something that we go right to the source. And we're going to talk a lot tonight about all the benefits and things you can do to really get your digestion under control. So what does poor digestion look like? Well, when I first got started in Neolife, I used to ask people, oh, do you have digestive issues? They go, no. Then you say, are you bloated? Oh, yeah, I'm bloated. I have heartburn. I have flatulence. I have diarrhea, constipation, upset stomach. And they didn't realize that that is what digestion is. So that's what we're going to talk a lot about tonight. And what's some symptoms of faulty digestion? Well, if you feel tired after a meal, if you have irregular bowel movements, less than one a day, right? Because a lot of doctors will tell people, oh, it's once a week, that's normal, don't worry about it. Well, it's not. We have to eliminate toxins out of our body every single day. Do you have to strain to have a bowel movement? Have you been on antibiotics in the last year? Because that upsets that balance of that good and bad bacteria. Have you suffered from yeast infections in the last year? Or do you frequently experience bloating after a meal? So what are some of the factors that impact or impair healthy digestion? Well, poor eating habits, like especially these people who don't eat all day, drink coffee, and then they only eat at dinner, or even poor food choices. Aging, as we get older, we just don't produce a lot of the enzymes and the things we need to break our foods down. Stress is deadly for digestion because you know yourself, if you get stressed, the first thing you feel is your stomach tightens up and things are shutting down. Excess alcohol consumption, smoking. If you get sick, illness and disease can cause digestive issues. Use of certain drugs, like especially things like antibiotics, but any medication we're on can upset our gut. And genetics play a role too, because it sometimes runs in family. So why does this happen? Well, too little of the hydrochloric acid, which is your stomach acidity. A lot of people think they have too much acid, but it's actually they don't have enough. Overburdened enzyme supplies, like our pancreas produces the enzymes, but it gets tired, right? Too little lactase. That's the enzyme that breaks down lactose in milk. We hear a lot of people are lactose intolerant. Unbalanced intestinal flora, not enough fiber in our diet. It's really tough to get 25 to 35 grams as recommended by the Canadian Cancer Society. Stress induced imbalances, overeating, and sometimes undigested food will feed bacteria in the colon, and that causes gas, bloating, and discomfort. So in other words, if you're not breaking your food down properly. So why is digestion so important? Well, diet is what we put in our body. Nutrition is what our cells actually receive. So digestion is that process where foods are broken down into nutritional building blocks that the body can use. So what's the impact? Your nutritional status is only as good as your digestion. That's because if your digestion's broken, you can be eating the best diet in the world and you can have symptoms of malnutrition. And your body's ability to break down foods into nutrients yourself can utilize. If this system's not in good working order, even the best diet does you no good. So important. So what are some of the statistics? Well, according to the World Health Organization, it's the third most common cause of cancer is stomach cancer. In 2022, 4,100 Canadians alone were diagnosed with stomach cancer. And cancer is one of the leading causes of death in Canada, for sure. So who has poor digestion? Well, you just have to go into the drugstore and look at those walls of all the different laxatives and stomach acid stopping medications, because 20 million Canadians suffer from digestive disorders every year. And 1 in 3 people experience some sort of digestive issue throughout the day, and they think it's normal. I hear people say all the time, oh, I can't eat that food. It's not the food's fault. It's our stomach's fault that we can't break it down. So what does optimal health depend on? Good food choices, proper breakdown and absorption of nutrients, and a good balance of that healthy gut flora. And we're going to talk a lot about that tonight. So important. And of course, healthy elimination. So some of the common approaches to digestive issues, what do? They only treat the symptoms. And what that does, it actually makes the problem worse, because although you feel better because you're maybe not suffering from the acid or the bloating, by taking antacids, acid blockers, and laxatives, you're actually upsetting the whole balance. I kind of use the analogy. It's almost like if you're driving your car and the oil light goes on, you put a Band-Aid over it. You can't see that oil light, but it's still there. And that's what happens when you just take these types of medication. And there's a lot of side effects with them as well, which is not positive. So in over-the-counter medicine market, gastrointestinal medicine is the third largest mega category. It contributes approximately 4.2 billion in sales annually. So it's huge. And there's over-the-counter, there's prescription, there's all sorts of different. So if you can say no, it's definitely positive. Sometimes you do have to use stuff for short term if it's very, very severe, but you have to get to that problem, get it solved before you'll feel better. So what are some of the approaches to healthy digestion? Well, a well-balanced diet, high in fresh fruits and vegetables, legumes, whole grains, like we talk about all the time. And what it should be low in, high fat foods, especially trans fats and the bad fats. Preserved, cured, and salted foods, like you see all those lunch meat delis and sausages and bacon, all of those are not good for our digestive system. Red meat is very difficult to digest. And so when you look at supplements overall, like sometimes we have to fill this gap, but who do we trust? Well, as you can see, just because something's in GNC or Target or Walmart or any of the health food stores, it does not mean that it's safe, because there's been all sorts of issues. And even the University of Guelph went into health food stores and drugstores, and none of the products were meeting label claims. There was huge problems. So you have to really trust who you deal with. So why would you trust Neolife with your digestive health? Well, the Scientific Advisory Board created a product line of digestive aids to complete and balance the support for the entire system. So they are formulated to support natural digestive processes. They address the underlying causes of digestive trouble, not just the symptoms, and they're safe and gentle. And they work. And they use only the finest ingredients. Like I remember I was at a wedding, and one of the bridesmaids, she's just doubled over in pain because she hadn't eaten all day, and as soon as she ate the food, and I just gave her some of the digestive aids, and within 20 minutes she felt a difference. It can work that quickly. And with Neolife, it's been around since 1958. They have a pharmaceutical license for manufacturing. They're in over 50 countries around the world, and in all of those countries, they meet or exceed the health standards of every one of those countries, which is huge. And the whole philosophy is based in nature, so it's based on whole foods, but it's backed by really good evidence-based science. And all of the ingredients do not contain genetically modified organisms, GMOs, and they're gluten-free. So this makes them so much superior to so much that's out there on the industry. And Neolife Scientific Advisory Board is world renowned. It was founded by Dr. Arthur First, one of the top toxicologists in the world. And he was a co-founder of oral chemotherapy. And when he was doing his research in cancer, he found nutrients in food prevent disease. So that's why he joined up with Neolife, because of that whole food philosophy. And he set up a whole board of world-renowned scientists and researchers who are involved in the research and development of the products. So they're not just good-looking doctors who endorse the product. And the really neat thing is these scientists come right out. We meet them at convention, at conferences, and there's Nada and I with Dr. First. And it was great because we could ask them questions and pick his brain. And that's very unique to have scientists come right out and educate the distributors one-on-one. It's so amazing. And a very, very important fact, are the products tested? Well, Neolife has been published with peer-reviewed journals on so many of their products in such prestigious journals as the New England Journal of Medicine and American College of Nutrition. So the products are proven to actually work in safety as well. And Anna, do you want to start share with us how we can sort of rebalance our digestive system?
Absolutely, Marianne. And, everything that you shared so far just really, I looked at this over 35 years ago, not really understanding that I had a digestive problem. I had been using antihistamines for years for my allergies, and I didn't realize that it caused an imbalance in my gut, and my allergies got worse. And when I looked at the Beta-Gest and the enzymes, the next two products I'm going to be talking about, it really helped me. Being a butcher's daughter, we ate a lot of red meat, and I'm a very fast eater, which can also cause havoc on the digestive system. And I was always bloated and gassy. And when I looked at Beta-Gest and how it was, targeted in the stomach, it just supported that natural digestive process. It controlled release of the hydrochloric acid, 100% plant-sourced acid-stable enzymes that break down protein and lactose. So I found that I can eat different foods that used to cause that bloating and discomfort because it addresses the causes of digestion, not just the symptoms. And it maximizes digestive potential and absorption of nutrients. And this helped me understand why I had allergies too, because if you're not digesting and you're not absorbing nutrients, it really compromises your immune system. And I had a very, very weak immune system. So Beta-Gest is the first product that targets the stomach. And then we have our digestive enzymes that targeted the intestine. And that also supports the body's natural digestive process with potent broad spectrum natural source digestive enzymes, targeted again delivery enteric coating technology. And it addresses causes of intestinal indigestion, again, not just the symptoms. This is an amazing solution for me. And the bloating was under control, and I was able to eat some of those foods that I sometimes stayed away from. So this was a lifesaver for me. But, this is our dear friend Sandra, who is a customer under Shelley Sheridan, who's not able to join us here this evening. And, when Shelley shared Sandra's story with me, I was so grateful that we could help her. And Sandra has celiac disease, which is something she will always have. But boy, oh boy, by improving her digestion and her gut, made a huge, huge difference. And she stayed away from a lot of our products because of some of the grain oils that we had, for she was afraid that she might not be able to tolerate the product. Well, here's an incredible story from Sandra. My name is Sandra DeWitt, and I have celiac disease. Despite being gluten-free, I was still having a lot of digestive issue, such as bloating and pain in my belly. Zantac and Gaviscon and proton pump inhibitors stops acid production in stomach were a daily must have to ease the discomfort. I tried many different vitamins over the years to try to get added nutrients and have added energy, but many of them had no effect or made me feel very lousy. I had previously used carotenoids from Neolife and was very happy with the results using it, but was still very nervous about using Formula 4, which is the wheat germ oil in it, but is gluten-free. I decided that I would give it a try, and it absolutely no bad side effects from using it. It only good benefits. I started to have more energy. I started using the protein shakes, which helped so much with balancing my sugars and energy, as well as settling my stomach discomfort, if discomfort was building. I now use Beta-Gest and enzymes daily, along with Pro Vitality protein shakes. I have no bloating issues or pain in my stomach. In fact, I was even able to stop using proton pump inhibitor, Zantac, or Gaviscon, and PPIs are no longer used in my home. So this is a beautiful journey because, now that you're able to improve Sandra's digestion, her immune system will be able to be so much stronger. And Mary Ellen, I think probiotics also play a role.
Probiotics play a huge role because our digestive system has over 500 types of bacteria, both beneficial and potentially harmful. So what probiotics are a group of naturally occurring good bacteria, and they protect your health and well-being. They discourage the growth of disease-causing or that bad bacteria. And when when probiotics are in short supply, what happens? The bad bacteria multiplies because it always comes back faster, especially if you've been on antibiotics, which are broad spectrum. They kill all bacteria. So the bad always comes back faster if you don't put in the good. And it causes anything from minor digestive discomfort to more serious problems, such as gastrointestinal disease. And they're definitely a foundation for good health, for immune response. And they've actually even done studies on children and found if you introduce the good bacteria, it can help even alleviate allergies. And when you have them in low amounts, indigestion, infection, diarrhea, IBS, which you hear all the time, irritable bowel syndrome, and IBD, irritable bowel disease. So what are the benefits? Well, strengthens your immune system. It guards against infection by improving the innate immunity, promotes a healthy response to foods in infants and children, reducing allergies, and it discourages the growth of those disease-causing bacteria. They've even found that it reduces the risk of colon cancer because bacterial enzymes detoxify cancer-causing substances, and they support healthy colon cells. So there's so many benefits. And with Neolife, they're acidophilus. What makes it different? It's enteric coated and with a special exclusive gel guard coating. So basically what that means is those bacteria get down into the right area of the colon where they're needed, because if they get killed off by the stomach acid or they don't get into the right area, you're not getting the full benefit of it. And Neolife has a mechanical stomach, and they actually put all the probiotics through there. And the Neolife one was 99.9% target delivery, and none of the other ones actually made it with all of the bacteria. So a lot of people say to me, well, can I just eat yogurt? Well, it's great to eat yogurt, but to give you the power of one acidophilus, it's like 10 servings of yogurt. So it's, sometimes when we're doing a cleanse, we have people on 6 acidophilus a day. So could you imagine how much yogurt you'd have to try and eat? And plus, a lot of the yogurts don't even have the active bacteria in them anymore, the way they're processed. So stress-induced digestive discomfort. What's that caused by? Well, as we talked about earlier, excess stress and chronic unmanaged stress. And where do we get stress from? Well, external factors, things like work, home, money, especially right now, everything's so expensive. Internal factors like nutrition, fitness, rest, emotional issues, and all of these definitely can lead to digestive challenges. And this is one of my favorites. Like, I know, sometimes you go to a restaurant and your stomach feels kind of sicky. You just come home and have an ounce of aloe and your stomach calms right down. It's amazing. So why would you consume an aloe beverage? Well, studies show that aloe is effective in helping with constipation. I've had wonderful experiences with children who were chronically constipated and using the acidophilus and the aloe. It usually takes about 4 weeks of everyday use, and all of a sudden their bowels just re-regulate. It's good for immune system enhancement. It supports normal blood sugar levels, respiratory support. It just soothes the digestive system right from when you take it in your mouth, because a lot of people get canker sores. That's a sign of digestive issues, and it soothes all that right down through the whole digestive system, promotes healing. And it also promotes balanced inflammation, which is important because a lot of times if you get inflammation in the digestive system, it's very irritating. And it reduces stress because of the herbal tea blend, which is so important. And Heather, would you like to share your story about gas?
Sure. Yes, it's a little embarrassing. It was more embarrassing back, a few decades, actually. I realized as I look back over my childhood, I probably had digestive issues most of my life because I remember having very smelly feet. And my mom used to have to put my shoes outside the room, the bedroom door, because I shared my room with my sister. And apparently, like, smelly feet are a symptom of poor digestion, things going on in the digestive tract. And then, I didn't really think anything of it. But then in my 40s, I was introduced to Neolife for energy. I had more energy. I felt better and everything. And after a few months, I realized that I had more comfortable digestion. Even the Trianen was helping my digestion. I basically started with our standard, core nutrition. And I thought, oh, that's great. I don't have this discomfort after eating. But then in my 50s, I started having more flatulence. It was very embarrassing, and it really put a damper on some social activities because, it would just creep up on you like that. And, I just didn't know what to do. But then I learned about the enzymes and the beta gest. And I thought, okay, this should be good. So I started taking the enzymes. Wow, just like Mary Ellen says, it's instant. We talk about some of our products take a while to actually transform the cells in your body, but these digestive products are amazing. So I just love them because I don't have to worry about being around people after I eat now. It's much more comfortable. So thank you.
Thanks so much, Heather. And this is a great testimonial of Jacqueline.
Yeah, really. Yeah, it's awesome. I'm just going to give it a quick play because it's a really cool story.
Hi, Jacqueline. I'm here with you because your story just totally moved me. And I thought maybe this would help others and maybe tell people what you were diagnosed with.
So over 12 years ago, I was originally diagnosed with IBS because they could not pinpoint specifically what was going on. They said it could be lactose intolerant, it could be gluten allergy, etc. Well, I was talking with Serena, I want to say about 3 years ago, and she told me about the products that NADA was selling and excited about sharing. And at the time, through COVID, I was having more intestinal issues, diarrhea daily, vomiting daily. They said it was stress induced because I'm a healthcare worker, so I was overstressed. I found a naturopath doctor who we did more testing and turned out to be small intestinal bacteria overgrowth and swelling in the large colon. So SIBO is caused from methane gas buildup. So basically your stomach is not digesting the food properly. It just sits in your gut and creates methane like a garbage.
Right. Wow.
So I was put on some natural tinctures through the naturopath. I reduced my eating to very strict, no sugar, very simple, very basic diets. Then I began introducing the Neolife protein and the vitality packs because I did listen to a few podcasts from NADA about how they're, whole grain source omega-3s, which are really good for you. So I just found that it was a very safe, organic, natural product to use along with my healing process. I've found that I have more energy. I have recovered. I need these products every day to keep going. I just turned 40. I feel like I'm 25 again most days.
Wow.
Tons of energy.
That's awesome. Thank you so much for sharing. Really, really appreciate you.
So I just thought that was kind of cool because there's so many people with digestive that are worried about taking things like protein and they just helped her heal so much faster. So I just wanted to share that with you. And some of you know Cindy and Amanda. Cindy had really bad IBS when I met her, and being on the aloe and the beta-glucan enzymes and acidophilus helped her tremendously. And then we met Amanda at a show, and she was a flight attendant at the time, and she had severe acid reflux, and she had tried so many things over the years. And just by starting on the aloe vera, she had amazing comfort, and she hasn't stopped taking the product ever since. And it must be maybe about 6 years ago now. So yeah, so these are just some of the amazing testimonials that we've had over the years. So Mary Ellen, what about this lovely word elimination?
Yes, elimination. That's kind of the last part of the we do in digestion. So what causes it again? Poor food choices, diets low in fiber, and constipation, irregularity, discomfort. And I remember when I took my holistic nutrition course, they said, like you should eliminate sometimes up to 3 times a day, and it should be like the length from your elbow to your wrist. So like that's a lot of poop that we should be getting out, and I'm sure a lot of people are nowhere near there. So what's the benefits of fiber? Well, the average person only consumes half of the dietary fiber needed daily for long-term good health. Increased fiber intake with meals helps you feel fuller too, and it also helps with blood sugar and helps you lose weight safely and naturally. It promotes regularity naturally without habit-forming drugs. And regular elimination is important because it reduces the length of time the GI tract is exposed to harmful substances. So again, we don't want to have those toxins sitting there because they start to sometimes, especially if you have leaky gut, they'll go back into the bloodstream and circulate around and cause a lot of issues. And Neolife has an amazing product called All Natural Fiber. It's a complete fiber. It's made from all 5 types of dietary fiber from 12 different sources. So it has soluble and insoluble. Most of them only have the insoluble, which is something like bran, from whole food sources. It's very rich in oat fiber, which is shown to particularly support heart health as well. And the Neo Poly 5 helps remove cholesterol without robbing nutrients. So because it flushes fat out of the body. And 1 gram of fat per serving, and no cholesterol or added salt, corn, or wheat proteins, preservatives, or sulfites. So it's a really clean fiber, and it's naturally sweet in flavor. And you can bake with it. You can mix it in shakes. You can mix it in oatmeal. You can whatever way you need. And Nada, I know this is one of your favorites, the detox.
Yeah, this 3-day I love it, Mary Ellen, because it's only 3 days, and you do eat during this detox, and it just contains 4 amazing products to help you cleanse and energize. It just assists the body's ability to eliminate waste and toxins, to reestablish healthy probiotic community, a jump start to a healthy lifestyle, and it just resets the digestive tract for a fast start for weight loss or even a fitness challenge, just something great you can do before any of those goals. And some of the top 5 reasons, well, to remove toxins, that's number 1, right? Because we are around toxins every day. And that's something that's so important, because 90 to 95% of cancers stem from environment and lifestyle. So that's really important. And number 2 is immune function, right? This really, when you detoxify and you put in that good probiotic to improve that the gut health, that's really connected to so many functions in the body, especially your immune system, nervous system, hormones, mood, weight, brain, energy, and health. So that's why we really recommend this amazing detox. And it is a great jump to a weight loss. So if you're looking at shedding a few pounds, because fat cells are notorious for storing toxins, which can also affect the body's ability to burn fat efficiently. So again, if you're wanting to kickstart or ongoing weight loss, this is something you can do at the beginning or in between your weight loss journey. And it's something healthy that you can do even every 3 to 4 months if you want. And it helps to slow premature aging, because free radicals, all those toxins in our environment, do accelerate the aging process. So this is fantastic to help to slow aging, and to just get the stress out of our body and just relax. And I love it. This is something that I just love to do. I look forward to it. And the energy you have on that 3rd day, because you're removing toxins from the body, it helps to bring its system back in balance, helping you feel your energetic best. And you do feel absolutely fantastic when you're completely done. And this is what the detox kit looks like. It gives you everything you need for the 3 days, going into the 7 days as you follow. Again, it's just cleansing and energizing a very healthy way, because you're eating, and there's a natural herbal laxative that helps to support healthy elimination. And again, it's non-habit forming, and that's really important as well. Then there's the garlic, and the garlic is like a natural antibacterial that it just kills all that bad stuff while you're rebuilding and regenerating that good stuff. And it's high potency, enteric coated, and it gives you the allicin, which is really important. This is what you need. A lot of these garlics that don't have allicin, are not going to do the job. So this is what makes this product very, very unique. And then there's our Beta Guard, the Beta Guard that's in this kit as well. It helps you just get rid of some of these toxins from the environment. And it detoxifies harmful agents naturally. And it was developed by Dr. Arthur First, who was the co-founder of oral chemotherapy, like Mary Ellen mentioned earlier. And it's designed to pull toxins out. So, he was one of our top cancer researchers in the world. So we're so grateful to have this part of our detox. And this is something you can take all the time, especially if you do work in a very toxic environment. But this has been one of my favorites that really helped me with my environmental allergies as well. And then there's our probiotic that Mary Ellen talked about, again, for healthy, harmonious gastrointestinal balance, to put that good bacteria back in again, that live culture, just to make sure that you're eliminating toxins properly, because this is kind of like the final stage of your digestion is elimination, right? And as we like to say, fluffy floating, right? Every single day, more than once a day is fantastic. So what do you eat? Lots of fruits and veggies. You can eat as many fruits and veggies as you need in the day. Just no potatoes or starchy veggies. And we give you a list of what you can do, and we share recipes. There's a detox support group and a website. I prepare everything a few days before just to make sure everything's cut, washed, prepped. And we have recipes for different salads that you can have. This was one of my favorites because I like to say avocado is like your meat. And it looks like this: day 1, day 2, you've got AM and PM supplements. And then you've got day 3, where you add that protein for breakfast, you add the protein at your dinner. And it's, like I said, you just feel so amazingly energized. And day 3, yes, I have my protein shake in a wine glass, because you so look forward to that amazing protein on day 3, especially when you go without it for 2 days. And like myself, I've been drinking the Neolife Shake for 35 years. So when I do my detox, I don't look forward to not having protein for 2 days, but you dream about that Neolife Shake on day 3. So yes, one of my favorite detoxes, Mary Ellen, and it's been amazing. And Mary Ellen, maybe you can introduce your dear friend, Joan.
Yeah, it's my pleasure to introduce Joan. I met her at a jewelry party probably 28 years ago, and she just has such a wonderful story. And I remember meeting with her, and she was running back and forth to the washroom because her stomach was so upset. So do you want to share your great story on digestion, Joan?
Thank you, Mary Ellen. Yeah, well, when I was introduced to Neolife 28 years ago, I did not know that I had a digestive issue. Although I was running back and forth to the bathroom, thought it was normal, right? At that time, I was just looking for something to boost my immune system and my energy level after my breast cancer treatments. And after learning about, even after that episode, I still didn't think I had a digestive issue. So after learning about normal digestion, like sessions like these, I realized I had a digestive issue. And I remember most mornings after breakfast having sort of crampy stomach and loose stools. And I remember, it did happen even before my diagnosis. And I wonder if that contributed to my illness as well, because I wasn't absorbing my nutrients, and therefore I wasn't building my immune system, right? And another thing, I had oral chemotherapy, so that I imagine that really destroyed my gut, and it just affected my gut microbiome, right? So now my digestive system is a lot better. Some days, of course, it's off depending on what I eat, if it's more processed foods or just, So, but the good thing now is that I have my beta-gest, enzymes, aloe, and acidophilus, and I have that every day. And when I experience symptoms, I just increase it. And one of the things that helps with, and I sort of advise people too about this, is when you go on vacation, if you want to enjoy a vacation and not come down to Montezuma's Revenge or be in the bathroom on your vacation all day, is to take 2 beta-gest with every meal. And also you take acidophilus in the morning. So in case, you ingest some contaminated food or water, the acid will destroy the bacteria. And this way you can enjoy a vacation. So I always go on vacation with this, especially if you go to a third world country. And I feel that if I feel that I have food poisoning, I take for Betagest. And this has happened to me before. You feel your stomach doesn't feel settled, and you just take the Betagest, and instantly, for me, it just settles, right? So another thing is, if you do get food poisoning, or you get full-fledged food poisoning, and you're vomiting or diarrhea, you start sipping on aloe all day, and of course taking the acidophilus. And the aloe will help to heal your gut, as Marianne had mentioned, and it has the electrolytes which will prevent dehydration. And I remember Al Carl. Do you remember one of our leaders in Canada? I think where were we? San Diego or somewhere in the States. And he had food poisoning. And he was able to stay in his hotel room with just aloe, and he did not have to go to the hospital for intravenous or anything like that. So the stuff is really powerful, our aloe vera drink. And so I'm so grateful for our digestive aids, and I never leave home without them. I always have my little pouch with my digestive aids. And thank you for allowing me to share my story, guys.
Thank you so much, Joan. And it's so true. If you go on the Traveler's website, you'll even see they recommend you travel with acidophilus and probiotics. And I never go anywhere without it. And I know one of my clients, they went on their honeymoon, and the wife was taking the digestive aids, and he's like, no, I'm fine. I don't need them. Well, he got Montezuma revenge and wasted about 3 days of his honeymoon. So, when you spend all that money on a trip, that's really, you don't want to be sick. That's for sure. So thank you so much for sharing that and all those great tips, Joan. So let's talk a little bit about Candida. That sounds like a big word. All it basically means is when the good and the bad bacteria get out of whack in the gut. And because normally yeast exists in harmony with other organisms. But when something comes along that changes that environment, all sorts of symptoms can occur. And I have worked with so many people that have dealt with this. And what causes it? Well, a lot of those things we do every day in our life, such as alcohol, coffee, chips, nachos. I know Don Loss used to say you eat nacho chips, you kill 3 generations of good bacteria just in one serving. Preservatives in food, chlorine, tap water. I think we're exposed, even pesticides, everything we're exposed to on a daily basis wrecks that good bacteria. So what are some of the symptoms? Well, there's lots and lots of symptoms. I'm not going to read them all, but a lot of people brain fog, right? The loss of memory, fatigue, depression and anxiety. People don't realize how much of our mental support is linked to our gut. Digestive problems such as bloating, indigestion, gas, diarrhea, constipation, even a lot of menstrual problems such as PMS. I know endometriosis is often called like a severe form of candida, cramps, infertility, arthritis, respiratory illnesses. I know chronic bladder infections. I've had a lot of people do really well by doing a candida cleanse, seems to calm that down. Sinus problems totally are linked to that. That was me. I used to have sinus infections all the time, and I didn't know where it was. So it doesn't have to be vaginal yeast. It can be anywhere in the body, your weak spot. And even miscarriages can be linked to it. So what do? Well, because we all have that good and bad bacteria in the colon and the bad stuff takes over, we need to kill the bad bacteria and put the good bacteria back in. And we do that with our yeast cleanse, which is a very simple, effective program. And now, do you want to share Moses's story?
I will, because a lot of people think yeast is only for women. And let me tell you, when my son Luke was in Miami producing this guy's album, Luke called me and said, Mom, Moses has all these boils all over his body, and he has this rash. He wakes up scratching and itching. And I said, oh, he must have yeast. And he's like, what? Yeast? And then I got on the phone with Moses, and he decided that he would get on the yeast cleanse. He got on the Tran and the protein shake, and it's been completely under control. He was in awe that he had a yeast overgrowth. So anyways, I just wanted to share that, yes, men can have yeast infections too, and his came out in his skin. So just an incredible story. So that's our dear friend Moses. Sorry.
How do we do this yeast cleanse? Well, it's super easy. You just use 2 products. Sorry, can you go back, Nana? It's the garlic, which Nana talked about, and the acidophilus. And what you do in the morning, you take 6 acidophilus right. Can you go back to that? Oh, can you go back? Sorry. 6 acidophilus first thing in the morning, and then at dinner time, you take 6 garlic. And you want to avoid some of the foods like sugars, yeasty breads, crackers, cookies, baked goods, basically junk food, right? Some of the bad dairy products, fermented foods such as wine, beer, vinegar, soy sauce, dried fruits and nuts, canned and processed foods, and fruit that's high in sugar, things like bananas. And if after 10 days there's a strong smell of garlic in your bowel movement, that means you've killed the yeast. So you stop the garlic, but you keep going with the acidophilus. If there's not a strong smell of garlic, you keep going, taking the garlic for longer or until it comes through. So you kind of increase it by 1 until you smell the garlic smell, and then you stay on the acidophilus, I'd say, for a good 20 days after. And for ongoing management, a lot of people will take 1 acidophilus or sometimes an acidophilus and a garlic every day just to keep it in check, especially if you have really chronic yeast. So now, do you want to share Sean's story?
Sure. Sean's is short and to the point, but she has a very powerful story. I've known her for many, many years, and she has microscopic colitis.
Cheers. Back in 2018, I started to have some serious digestive issues. I didn't really understand or know what was causing them. I look back now and I feel it was likely due to a traumatic event that had occurred in our family, as well as I went on the keto diet for a period of time. So in the fall of 2019, I had a colonoscopy done. The results were that I had microscopic colitis. The doctor prescribed steroids as the treatment for this, so I immediately contacted Nada and asked her what I should do, what I should add to my daily regimen. Nada suggested that I take 6 salmon oil in addition to everything else I was taking. Within 1 week, my issues had cleared up. I had everything sort of under control. I did have flare-ups though, and I felt it was due to stress mostly. So what I did was I did an elimination diet after that, and I determined that avocado and cashews were flare-ups, and this is why I say that I think it was attributed to the keto diet. So everything's under control now. I feel great, and that's all. Thanks so much. Hello.
And she's packing up to go to the cottage right now as we speak. So thank you so much, Sean. I spent the weekend with her, and she's doing awesome. There we go. And the salmon oil is what really, really helped her tremendously. Because I know, Marilyn, you talked about the gut and flora and the beta just and the enzymes, but omega-3 fish oil reduces inflammation through the digestive tract. And this is one of the products that really, really helped Sean with her colitis. So when you're looking at conditions with like Crohn's, colitis, diverticulitis, even IBS, there's a lot of inflammation that you're dealing with. And that's why the Neolife Salmon Oil Plus was clinically proven to reduce inflammation 68% in just 8 weeks. So this is why this amazing product really plays a key role, because nobody really thinks, oh, how's fish oil going to help with digestion? Well, this is why, reducing inflammation, and that's really important as well. And the aloe vera does that as well, reducing inflammation. So yeah, I just wanted to share that last little piece with you. And when you're looking at health, I mean, we talk about food, we talk about healthy eating, weight management, and physical activity. And these are the 3 keys, right? But you have to make sure that the plumbing is working. And these are the 3 things that you should be doing to make sure that things are moving along nicely. And the Pro Vitality is what Jacqueline was saying that really helped her with the protein shake, because after she improved her digestion, you still got to make sure your cells are getting the proper nutrients that they need. And this is our core nutrition. Our Pro Vitality has all those key nutrients to make sure your cells are getting the nutrients that they need. And it contains the grain oil, the fruits and vegetables, omega-3 fish oil, and a multivitamin, all in this convenient multivitamin pack. And Trianen, the grain, you hear about the grain oil deficiency. These are things that are no longer in our diet. Our grains are milled and processed. And, Trianen that's in this pack was clinically proven to help your cells work better, nutrients in, waste out. And this is why Sandra was getting great results with her celiac disease. Even though she can't have gluten, she could have this Trianen grain concentrate because it plays such a key role in getting your cells working properly. So every cell in your body is surrounded by these oils from grain to allow nutrients in and waste out. So by adding this TreaNN that's in this vitality pack, your cells just start to work better and does help to improve digestion as well. And then there's the carotenoids, which is your fruits and veggies. This product was proven, clinically proven, to boost your immune system 37% in 20 days. And again, just your fruits and vegetables, tomatoes, carrots, peppers, spinach, apricots, and peaches. And this plays such a big role, again, and it was patented and presented at the New York Academy of Sciences. So this is really important for immunity. And then there's our omega-3 salmon oil, which again, was clinically proven to reduce inflammation, tested for 200 contaminants. It has all 8 of the omega-3s. Nobody has this. That's why this is so important. And it's in that vitality pack as well, because it's hard to eat clean fish on a regular basis, to find good quality clean fish. And again, to find a product that has all 8 omega-3s, it's just not out there. So it's in that vitality pack as well, along with a multivitamin. So they throw in a multi in there. So I call this a Cadillac of multis that's in this convenient pack. And the Pro Vitality has so many benefits. And again, it does play a critical role in improving your digestion because it just gets your cells working properly. And then there's breakfast. Boy, oh boy. This was me 35 years ago. Some of you know I was a police officer in Toronto and we drank a lot of coffee. I didn't realize that this is probably one of the contributing factors to my digestive system and why I had a lot of digestive trouble and allergies. And so most people start their day off with a lot of coffee or they drink it throughout the day. When you're looking at the morning, the way you should start your morning, and even our kids today usually start their morning with a sugary product or nothing, or bagels or carbohydrates. And protein is key in the morning for energy. And it's just a great way to start your day, especially for blood sugar and weight management. So when you add the Neolife Shake to the Vitality Pack, this is just a great system to help to support your morning. And this is what helped Jacqueline heal, because protein also has amazing healing properties. And our protein is completely natural. All 22 amino acids. It controls blood sugar. It's a complete meal, and it tastes absolutely fantastic. I don't know if you've tried other protein shakes on the market, but boy, this is a product that I started my kids on when they were babies in a sippy cup. And protein makes enzymes. So that's why this is so important for digestion as well. And there's nothing artificial, and there's no GMO ingredients, 90% lactose free. And again, tastes great in Maryland. Those are your grandkids. My kids grew up on the products, and your kids and grandkids drank that Neolife Shake. And it's so safe for everybody. And there's even a vegan option for those of you that are looking for something a little more plant-based. And our vegan option tastes good too. So when you're looking at your total health and wellness, Neolife has a lot to offer. And tonight our focus was digestion. So I would really recommend you just turn to the person who invited you to guide you in the right direction to see where is the best place for you to start. If you're looking at just digestion and gut healing, that's fantastic. If you're looking at something as simple as the breakfast solution, then that's fantastic too. And again, everybody's needs are different. So the Vitality Pack is there. Our breakfast solution is again one of our best sellers. And then we have our weight management system as well. And there's one more option. I mentioned that I was working as a police officer in Toronto, and I thought that was something that I wanted to do as a lifelong career, but I realized, it wasn't my passion. And when I started helping people with these products, especially my family, my friends, I realized that I really wanted to impact people's lives and I wanted more time freedom. So there is one more option. If you're kind of thinking, wow, if these products are that good, and that was me, I thought, could these really be that good? Well, when the results happened and we were getting stories and testimonials, if you or someone really enjoys helping others, there's a great income opportunity, whether you just want to do a little part-time gig, $200 to $500 a month or $1,000 a month, or generating an income where, like myself, where I was able to leave my police career. Whatever you're thinking or whatever you're curious about, just ask and we can guide you in that direction. But what's really cool, if you just want to try the products and get them at a discount, you can become a member for free. Give the products a try. It's free to join. you get a 10% discount. We can show you how to get a 20% savings and double your savings on every order. You can earn free product points. You can earn free product. You can earn your shipping back, and we can help you understand how you can do that as well. And if you're thinking of that business opportunity or income opportunity or that little extra cash that you could use at the end of the month to make ends meet, where can you start a business in Canada for as little as $98 or even $75 in the US? And that unlocks a savings of 25% off your order every month as well. And you're not alone. We work together as a team. We support you, and you're never alone. So again, if you're just joining us to learn more about how to get started in trying the products, if you're curious about the income opportunity, just ask. If you'd like to learn more, join us on our weekly sessions, because every week we do a different topic where you can really learn more about how these products can really help you and your family and people in your life. So I want to thank everyone that shared their story this evening. I do want to thank Mary Ellen for joining us and partnering with me this evening. Really appreciate your knowledge. And I'll be pausing the presentation, opening it up to any questions that you may have. So thank you again for joining us this evening.